Oh, okay. I'll go with it. I'll keep up with you kids. So it's so exciting to be part of this industry, this technology industry that seeps through every aspect of economic activity. And I love being with these young entrepreneurs. I'm doing a lot of other things in the world of business and the world of education. I'm working with my wife, who chairs an organization called America's Promise Alliance. What we found about 13 years ago, when I had just come out of the Army, was looking for something to do. President Clinton and our other living presidents asked me to chair a summit. And the summit had to do with the young people in America. We discovered that even though America is the richest country in the world, we're so proud of ourselves. We say we're an extraordinary country, an extraordinary society. Yet we have youngsters in our country who are not on a path to success. They do not have the kind of talent and skills and education that they need to be successful. Why? Because we haven't given it to them. And so the America's Promise Alliance exists to make sure that young people have in their lives mentors, adults who will watch out for them. If the family can't take care of them, then we have to give mentors into their lives. They have to have good, high-quality adults, people who are successful, people like you, so that they can model their lives after successful people like you. We make sure that our kids have safe places in which to learn and to grow. We make sure they have a healthy start in life with proper health care. And we make sure they're on a path to get the right kind of education for the 21st century world. And so I spend a lot of time with my wife and with schools and young organizations all over this country doing what we can. I met with President Obama 2 days ago to talk some more about what we have to do to get the lives of our children and have more of our kids graduate from high school and go on to college in this very technological world that we are now living in. It's especially important for me because I'm a product of a public school in New York City. We got some New Yorkers here, glad to hear. I didn't go to private school. I didn't go to West Point. I'm a graduate of the public school system, kindergarten all the way through college in New York City, and it wasn't an easy thing. I had difficulty in school the whole way. I even had trouble when I got to college. I am now proud of my college, more so than I have ever been, the City College of New York. But when I went there half a century ago, I didn't have an easy time. Now they have named a center after me, the Colin Powell Policy Center, and I'm very proud of this center, an academic institution named after me. And when I think back to when I was a student there, they were having difficulty with me. I had been there for 4.5 years. I had changed my major several times. I had gotten in occasional trouble with the administration. But my military grades in my Reserve Officer Training Corps classes, for 4 years I got straight A's in my military instruction. And so they didn't know what to do with me. They said, let's take his military grades and add them into the rest of his academic grades, and let's see what that does, and maybe we can do something with them. But when they added my military grades into my academic grades, it brought my average up to 2.0, straight C. And they said, good, give him a degree, get him out of here, give him to the Army, and we don't ever want to see him again. Now I'm considered one of the greatest sons the City College of New York has ever had. I tell this story not to show that I was dumb when I was young. I tell this story to tell young people in schools and to tell adults as well. It doesn't matter where you start in life. It matters where you end up. And it matters what you do along the way. And this audience, listening to those stories backstage, the Emerald, Sapphire, Diamond stories, listening to those stories, so many of you started at a fairly low point in life. How many stories did I hear? We were having difficulty. We had financial difficulty. We didn't know where we were going to go. We didn't know what the future held. So many of you started out at a low point, but you were not afraid. You believed in yourselves. You believed in family. You believed in hard work. You believed in the free enterprise system. And as a result of believing in all of this, no matter where you started, You are now here tonight as achievers and recognized as achievers, and you should be so proud of what you have accomplished in your lives, but more importantly, what you're doing for your fellow citizens throughout the regions that you work in, and I congratulate you once again. You terrific achievers. People often say to me, well, you know, you're having a good time. You're in the venture capital world. I'm working on an education program for Abu Dhabi to redo their entire education system. I'm working with some people. Got a lot of things going on in my life. And people say to me, well, that's good, but it can't be the same as being Secretary of State. You got to miss that. I said, no, I don't miss anything in life. I like to go through life looking through the front windshield, not through the side view mirrors or the rear view mirror. I can't change anything that's behind me. I always want to see what's ahead. What's new? What's different? What challenge is waiting? What can I learn at my age that'll make things different for me? So everything I do now, everything I've talked to you about so far has nothing to do with the military or politics or diplomacy. I keep my fingers in all of those things because that is my background. And when called upon, I will talk about these issues, but basically I want to see what is new and different. You always have to be refreshing yourself if you're going to stay alive and well and keep moving forward. And people say, well, General Powell, that's a very positive attitude to have. But come on, who are you fooling? There's got to be something you miss about not being Secretary of State anymore. You got to miss something. So, well, yeah, there's one thing I miss, and I miss it very, very badly. I miss my airplane. Oh, I had my own 757 wide-body airplane. Yeah, everywhere I went was always waiting for me at the VIP terminal. No going through the security, I'm right there at the VIP terminal. And when it was time to leave, I would go and drink tea with my host, and I'd wait while they rolled a long red carpet out to my plane. And when the carpet was in place, I would say goodbye to my host, and I would start down the carpet. A band would be playing. An honor guard would present arms, salute me. I would walk to my plane and wave to the adoring crowds that were assembled. I get to the steps going to my plane, and when my left foot hit the bottom step, the right engine would start. And when I got to the top of the steps, the left engine would start. I'd go into the plane, into my private cabin. I would sit down, put my seatbelt on, and I would wait until a steward would come in with a Coca-Cola on a silver tray. And he would take the Coca-Cola off the tray, and he would pop it on the table in front of me so that everybody could hear it. And as soon as they heard the Coke hit the table, the plane would start to move. It was cool.